Right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Hawaiian Affairs hearing. I am Senator Miley Shimabukuro, Chair of the committee. Other members are Vice Chair Favela. We also have members Ihara, Keohokalole, and Richards. This hearing is being streamed live on YouTube. You can find links to viewing options for all Senate hearings and meetings on the live and on-demand video page of our website. If you're interested in seeing the written testimony, go to capitol.hawaii.gov. In the unlikely event that we must abruptly end this hearing due to major technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business and a public notice will be posted. For those testifying remotely, your audio will be muted and video disabled until it's your turn to testify. As is our practice, there's a 2-minute time limit per testifier. If there are any temporary technical glitches during your turn, we may have to move on to the next person due to time constraints, and we appreciate your understanding. And members, please wait to ask your questions for the testifiers until we have gone through all testifiers for that measure. And now we just have one measure on this agenda. So before we begin, I would like to give the floor to our Vice Chair Favela.
Yeah, Paula, you want to come up, please? First of all, I want to apologize for last week. It was my, blindness. I didn't know you were sitting there, and I apologize for that because no way, no how I wanted to disrespect you and your ohana that way, knowing that you came and you took off for work. Because I didn't see, I should have went double check, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna go into my apology. I wanted to take an opportunity to correct a statement I made regarding Paula Ayla at the public hearing on Senate Hawaiian Affairs Committee on March 30th, 2023. Sorry it took so long. I know you was patient and you and your ohana. Appreciate that. I met with Ms. Ayla on December 20th, 2023, and I've agreed to make remarks public that thank you, Chair Shimabukuro, for allowing me this time. I would like to publicly apologize to Mrs. Ayla, and if I had made any statements in March 30th, 2023 in the hearing that was hurtful to you, obviously, sir, but to you and the members of your ohana, that was never my intent, and I apologize for that. During the hearings, I referred to the Nahaza project, had nothing to do with you, and again, I apologize for that. And not having knowledge, I made the mistake, but again, I apologize for making that big mistake. In the meeting that we had, Mrs. Ayla, in December, she informed me that she is a DHHL beneficiary who grew up in Waimanalo Homestead. And, she's still on the list, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's still waiting on the list as a beneficiary. She also explained to me her employee working at DHHL. She works very hard on the behalf of the Hawaiians and the people on the homestead of the Native Hawaiians on a daily basis, and has done so far in all of her career. Chair, again, I have shared this statement with Mrs. Ayla, and as requested, and thank you for the opportunity to let me make these statements on the record. But besides that, well, like I said, sometimes I make mistakes. I'm a human being, but I don't ever want to ever cause any kind of hurtful feelings towards you or your family and anything going forward. We're all Hawaiian. We shouldn't be pulling other Hawaiians down, and I apologize if I made you feel that way and made your family feel that way. From the bottom of my heart, from my family to your family, I apologize. And I'm sorry it took so long for this, but I respectfully, again, ask you for your forgiveness. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. I want to acknowledge my daughter, Harmony. Can you come up, please? Because this is why we do the work for our Hawaiians, yeah? And the father, Ali'i, over there, and my grandchildren, you can sit. This is Kilihune and Kamalu. So as we talked in December,
Yes.
This is all about my ohana, yeah? And that we shouldn't, as Hawaiians, pull each other down. We're supposed to be lifting each other up. And these are the examples of why it was so important for me to correct the record from last year, because it was incorrect and it was hurtful to my family. And I want to acknowledge the Ayla, the Kai, and the Lincoln family, which is my lineage back to Kipahulu, Maui, and Waimea and Honana. So I felt strongly that any sleight of hand towards any of my lineage is really important because I lean on the backs of my kupuna and my mom in particular, who did a lot of work for the communities over the years, being one of the original founders for the homestead from 64. And my family is still there. My sister, Tweety, and my brother, Michael, who I also want to acknowledge, the three of the five of us are still here. So this is why it was important for me to correct the record, like I said. So I accept your apology. Thank you. I'm
Thank you.
sorry that it took this long,
Yeah.
but I don't mean any harm towards your ohana either. The work I do is on behalf of our beneficiaries and making sure that our trust continues to survive so that we can take care of the generations ahead of us. Been on the list for 45 years. I hope to receive something soon. And that's really the goal. So I just wanted to
Thank you.
honor. my
Thank you, guys.
daughter
Appreciate
and
it.
my-
And also I'd like to thank Carol from our
Yes.
Senate clerks to facilitate this whole thing and having patience, Carol. Thank you too. Appreciate you. Thank you,
Yes, I want
guys.
to acknowledge Carol's help. She was very integral in being the liaison for this,
Yes.
having to hear all sides.
Yeah.
And she is one of the gems that you folks have here.
Amen.
And I say that respectfully
Yes.
and professionally, never losing sight of her professional demeanor. And I really appreciate that. So as a
Me too.
constituent in Eva, where you reside as well, and you represent our community, I would hope that we can do good things for Eva
Yep.
and all of Hawaii and Hawaiians. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. God bless.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy days to come here and to bring your kids.
Thank you, guys.
Aloha.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you. All right. With that being said, then we will move on. We just have one measure, like I said, HCR 196, urging the Hawaiian Homes Commission to consult beneficiaries of the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act regarding alternative waitlist and award prioritization based on lineal and generational descendancy for Hawaiian homelands located in Hana, Maui. And so first up, we have DHHL with comments.
Aloha Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee, Oriana Leao with DHHL. The department stands on its written testimony with comments. The department appreciates the intent of this concurrent resolution, and we currently have draft rules which we intend to present before the commission soon. And I'm available for questions. Mahalo.
Thank you. Lou Favorito in support and Jacqueline Ambrose in support. Anyone else here to testify? Angela? Yeah. Thank you.
Aloha committee, Angela Melody Young testifying on behalf of the CARES. So I like to show strong support for the Hawaiians. So I train with Neighborhood Security Walk and Citizens Patrol, which is a grassroots of the Honolulu Police Department from District 8, Kapolei at DHHL. And so DHHL is very important to us as a neighborhood security walk team to protect and serve the Hawaiian community. And I'm in strong support of Act 279 to build for the Hawaiians. So, when this generation learns about the generational trauma, it provokes a lot of emotion. And I kind of want to just rationalize why I'm in support, right, of creating the prioritization of descendants. Okay, so the common goal, right, is restoration of the Hawaiians, restoration of the community, to heal the land. That is the goal. And yet when we hear about a lot of the things that have happened, right, people have different interpretations, and it evokes a lot of emotion, and people get into fights, right? And then we're not focused on getting to the goal anymore. So, within the generational traumas of things that have happened, Waikiki Beach was like a playground for the royal family, right? So when the Westerners came to develop Hawaii, it became like the Waikiki business hub. And today, the famous Waikiki Beach for tourists is the international marketplace. And the royal family, they had kings, chiefs, and queens. And the monarchy of Hawaii was very important to its culture. And the Hawaiians lived in harmony with the land until the Westerners came. And the mountains were for farming, and where the rivers flowed to the ocean, the Hawaiians built fish ponds to grow taro, raise fish, and sustain their diet, right? So they had a very nutritious diet. And it was all about working with the land and nature. And then the Westerners and the missionaries came to Hawaii and they developed the land into a city. And they forced the culture upon the Hawaiians, okay? And the Hawaiians had to give up the natural lifestyle with the plants and the animals to become like evolved into Western lifestyles. And so the saving grace though about Hawaii is that a lot of Hawaiians converted to Christianity, right? And so Hawaii was once a very sacred land to the native, indigenous, and endemic plants and animals. And so we should honor the Hawaiian descendants for the next generation to create a brighter future. Yeah.
Thank you.
Get
Oh,
the
right on time.
Hawaiian homes to them.
Thank you, Angela.
All set.
Anyone else here for HCR 196? Seeing none, members, any questions?
Wait,
No, go ahead.
oh, okay, sorry. Sorry, bro, I don't see you.
No, sorry,
My
stay
fault, my
high.
fault. Here we go again, not paying attention. Anyway, my thing is, for the HHL, does the current list include beneficiaries that had already died?
No, that is not explicitly noted in the concurrent resolution.
Does the current list include beneficiaries that have awarded a lease? So I guess they're talking about the current list includes the beneficiary that have been awarded a lease. You guys have a list of, so because you know, like right now, if I take pastoral and all that, right? If I get one lease over the other, do the other ones go away? So basically in that sense, because if you get one lease, because it's two different types of awards, do you get chance to still get the pastoral over the regular homes, like in the residential?
There are three types of leases that the department currently offers, as you are well aware: residential, agricultural, and pastoral. When we speak of rural lands, we tend to usually consider agricultural and pastoral lands as being rural. Therefore, I believe you would still be able to maintain your position on the waiting list for a residential lot, because right now you can apply for residential and agricultural, and you can apply for residential and pastoral for the neighbor islands. You cannot apply for agricultural and pastoral. And if you apply for residential on Oahu, then you cannot apply for agriculture and pastoral.
Oh, okay, so it's different for the neighbor islands than Oahu. So if I go for residential on Oahu, and I can't go for.
You can only be on the
Wow.
residential list for Oahu.
Okay, I'll
correct?
just get a couple more. Does the HHL ever use other criteria besides the application date to establish priority?
No,
Okay, so this resolution is asking us to prioritize HANA, of which, of course, I love my families from there. Could we, I guess, also in this resolution, these types of priorities for Leo, in Hilo?
that's a great question. The concurrent resolution explicitly notes Hana Maui. However, our draft rules, which are meant to be proposed before the commission, includes rural lands. Now, how we define and identify rural lands on Hawaiian homelands would be subject to how the staff presents it before the commission, how the commission discusses that definition, and also how the beneficiaries, the findings and conclusions from the beneficiary consultation meetings, which this concurrent resolution urges us to complete.
Do we have any rural areas in Waianae?
Right? That's a great question.
Okay, no, this, for me, I just didn't understand, okay, but that's it, that's all questions, thank you.
All right, Senator Richards?
Yeah, thank you. Touching a little bit on Senator Favela comments. When I read through it, I thought it makes all the sense in the world, lineal descent from the region. But why would it just apply to Hana as opposed to the whole state? And it sounds like after I read your testimony, that's what you're looking at, using lineal descent as a priority in addition to other factors. So comment, but I think you already have stated that we are looking at this on a statewide basis, not just for Hanamaui, correct? Okay, all right. So, right, good, thank you. Yeah.
Any other questions, members?
So with that being said, what Senator Richards said, so do you think we need this resolution? If you guys are really looking to broaden the scope besides Hana?
I can confirm that the department appreciates the intent of this resolution. And the report that would be due pursuant to this resolution, we could still complete and provide a status update to the legislature.
Okay, sorry, I asked that question. Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Any other questions?
Oh,
Okay, and technical minutes. Okay, okay. All right, so I'm ready to recommend that we pass this HCR 196 out with technical amendments. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, then Vice Chair.
Okay, Chair Shubakuro,
Aye.
Vice Chair votes nay. Senator Ihara, excuse. Senator Kehoe Kalole,
Reservation.
Senator Richards.
For the same reason we just said, I'm gonna go reservations.
All right, Chair, motion passes.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay,
thank you, guys.
we are adjourned.